Hello and welcome back to a video with my project, my Volvo 240 here, tube chassis with my broken engine. As you've seen in my last episodes, the engine is broken and I will try to repair it and build it stronger. I'm right now trying to figure out what kind of components I will use for this rebuild and trying to get some components for the build. So it's a little bit in the waiting there. I will do a little bit of engine work in this video, but I will also try to work on the chassis here. Do some things that do not cost a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to fix the engine, but I think I can make a lot of improvements. Small, cheap improvements. Fix the wiring, for example, and yeah, some small improvements. I will see what I can do. I have a list somewhere to do some things, but I would think I will remove the seats here now so I can protect them, so these nice seats will not be dirty, or if I do some welding or anything, will not be any fire there. One of the seats is out here, and I must say it feels a bit satisfying to remove things out of the car, to make it a little bit more simple and more lightweight as well. Here's some wiring that I had here in the car that I thought that I maybe would need to make it run, the gearbox to run. These ones is not needed. So, and also back here, bit messy. Tried to see if I can remove as much as possible of this. Here's one module. This one I need to make, I think the brake is going through this one, so the gearbox is happy. So we'll see. Also have an ABS unit down here, and that one, it gives a fault code to the gearbox if it doesn't see the traffic, even though I do not have any airbags in the car. So try to get that one out, but in the future I hope I can remove boxes like that, those ones as well. I have been working maybe 2 or 3 days just with the wiring, and it's just looking more messy than it was before. Still a lot of messy wires here. We'll clean up some more, but some will still be there. I removed a lot of wiring when I put the wiring harness into the car, and this is the wires I have removed from this car right now. So make it a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more easy to work on. And for example here, it's a lot of water hoses, it's the prop shaft for the front. I had some wires going out on this side, and it's still a lot of wires going on here on the right hand side. I did put in a small firewall grommet there, have one here as well on this side. A couple of wires going through here, just a normal rubber one. I was planning to put some kind of mil-spec. I have some from airplanes also, but maybe sometimes in the future. And I will reroute all of these wires also here, so the tunnel gets a little bit less, a little bit less crowded over there. Also here in the middle I had some controls for the navigation system, and I will not use the navigation. I will 3D print some holders here for drink holder, because drag and drive car, you really need to have your drinks while driving. It's a nice thing, so that's a thing to use. I also have this little storage box here with USBs to charge the phone and cig lighter, so this is a nice thing to have also in a race car, or a drag and drive car, I mean. But still very messy, the wiring. I will still remove some more wires, and it will still be this Audi wiring from the beginning. So some of these, I think this is for the maybe MAF sensors, I will remove them. A little bit less complicated, but it's not the nicest wiring, but it will do it for the next season as well, just make it a little bit better. I have disassembled the cylinder heads, removed all of the valves, valve springs and so on in these ones that I'm gonna use. And these are some of the valve components that is known to be a little bit weak in these V10s. And I'm so happy that Supertech wants to help me in this build with their super nice pieces they have for this cylinder heads. So I got the box of their best pieces here. Here is the spring kit with 40 springs, titanium retainers. We got the exhaust valves, intake valves, keepers, guiders and seals here. So I will unpack this and we look at these beauties. Thank you so much, Supertech, for wanting to be a part of this crazy one-of-a-kind build that I'm having here. And for your very high quality, nice products. I have heard good about Supertech for many years and seen many high-performance engines using these components. And what do we have here? We have an intake valve. This is a stainless steel intake valve that is black nitrided. Beautiful one. I'm not an expert on cylinder heads. I will actually go to an expert on cylinder heads with these pieces that we're gonna put together, and it's Overboost Racing here in Sweden. So more about that coming in a later video. We got the exhaust valve, and this exhaust valve is actually an Inconel valves, so really good material in these ones compared to the stock ones. We got some valve springs that should be a little bit stronger, better than the original ones, and we got the retainers here. The retainers are titanium. The original one is steel, and it's good to have as light components in the valve train as possible. If we check here the stock retainer, the steel one, it's not the best weighing equipment here. It's actually for some shipping. It's 7 grams, and if we check one of these titanium retainers, these ones, it is like 5 grams, so 4.5 grams. Only half a gram resolution here, so not the best, but you got the idea. Percentage wise, it's a pretty big difference, and it's good to have as light components as possible here, so that is great. We got a big pack here of springs. It's actually 40 of these ones going into the engine, and we got 40 valve guides. Okay, bronze one, really good to put new fresh things in when you put fresh valves. Seals as well. And also one good thing I would say about these, you see it's like 10 packs of the intake valves and 10 packs, is that I think these valves and valve train components, it is the same in these Lamborghinis as in the modern Audis, like the TTRS RS3s that are very popular. So there is a lot of components for these that could fit. This kit is for the V10s, but I think they use the same components for the Audi 5-cylinder ones as well. So that is a good thing cost-wise, that it's not just a bespoke pieces just for a Lamborghini engine. Then of course it's always gonna be more expensive. It's gonna be the Lamborghini tax they put on it, and it's also gonna be that the parts it's lower volume, and then of course everything low volume, it's more expensive to produce and it will be more costs. We got 80 of these valve keepers here to keep them in there, so I think we got everything here that we need. And as I told, I'm not an expert on valves. Actually, they have oversized valves, different sizes for this engine also. But I was thinking at this stage, cost-wise, it's the same price, I think, for the original size and oversized valves. The size I'm going for, it is the same as OEM. And the thinking about this one, maybe I should put bigger ones in when I'm already working and doing the job. But I'm not sure how much it can benefit from bigger valves. Probably it will, but you see it's pretty close here with the size that is in here now. And also, I would believe that if you compare an aftermarket valve with the standard size and a bigger size, I think the bigger size would be a little bit heavier. And what I'm thinking about now when I build this engine is that I want to build as a reliable engine as possible. And this car already have more than 600 horsepower naturally aspirated. So I am more prone to build as strong pieces as possible, strong parts in the engine as possible, and use the turbos to put out more power. And maybe in the future, when I'm improving this car year by year, I will maybe build one really high performance engine, a lot of horsepower, then make the engine as a high output natural aspirated as possible. I know some guys want to make the engines when they build them always the highest output natural aspirated, even if they turbocharge them. But I think in turbocharged applications you can you don't have to be on top on everything there, because the turbo can do so much of the job there. So I think it's better to have a little bit more material, less weight, thicker pistons, for example, and you get a little bit more of reliability of that one. Still, the engine build now, I am building that one for 2000 horsepower. Don't know what kind of turbos I'm gonna use, if it's gonna be that power now, but in the future it will absolutely be more than 2000. That is what I'm aiming for, at least. We'll see. The valves here, putting in a stock 34 grams, putting in one SuperTech 32 grams, even though it looks like it is a bit thicker. It is a little bit lighter, so that's a good thing. I think the valves here, we get an intake valve, 41 grams, the stock one, SuperTech 42, 43. So this one is actually a little bit heavier, but it should be stronger. And we have this little bit smaller exhaust valves. The original one, 34 grams, and 42 grams, so quite a bit heavier, this Inconel, compared to the original one. And I think I can see why that is. You can see there's a lot more material in the radius, so I don't know what that makes with the flow. You see, I think they have quite some different flow characteristics. Yeah, I will ask if Tommy knows when I go to Overboost Racing. And also, one important thing is usually when you are tuning engines is to have more spring pressures on the springs for the valves. If you're maybe revving more, and also boost makes that both on the intake valve that we have a boost on the valve as well. This one is natural aspirated from the beginning, but also it's important, especially in these engines, are sensitive to back pressure. If you have a lot of back pressure, kind of small turbos, the car wakes up early, but you get the back pressure here, you can get misfires, so they will not close. So it is important with a little bit higher pressure. And it says here what the pressure is on these ones. I just assumed that this is values that is more pressure than the stock ones. I don't know, I don't have any data what the stock one is, but I'm a little bit curious to see how much more pressure it is in this one. So let's do just a quick simple test. There's special machines for checking this one, but I have before in the years tested it in a drill press, and I will make just a quick test here. Usually you should test it with the seat pressure. That is when the valve is installed, it's depressed a bit, and then maybe with the maximum lift. But this one I'm just gonna do it for some comparison, and this is a very simple setup here. Got one of these hand presses here that I actually locked here with a welding vice grip here, and we got just a personal weight here, IKEA maybe, that I had here in the garage for some bigger packages when sending. So we just put a spring here and see what it can do. Okay, we have the spring here. Just wake this one up and then press until this stops here. 28.5 kilos. The SuperTech one, put in the center approximately, wake up, 0. Same distance, 38.6, so it's 10 kilos more at this same depression, what you say. So 10, quite a bit percentage wise heavier this one, so that's good. So this is not exact like some of these nice machines that can do it, but you get the idea, and this was just to get my curiosity to how much difference it is, and it's absolutely difference with these ones. So once again, thank you so much for your beautiful parts you sent me here, Supertech. And Supertech is from USA, and they have these valve train components for many different kind of cars. Also, more about installation and what we're gonna do with the cylinder heads will be in an upcoming episode. I think it could be a smart thing to inspect the oil pump and disassemble it and see how it looks inside. It is a dry sump pump, a couple of stages, and it also has screens here that is removed right now. So there was some debris in the screens, not that much. So I don't think it have come in much debris into the pump, but yeah, as you can see here, it's not a new one. So take it apart and clean it and see if I can use it. Or I've never taken these ones apart before, but make a try. Here's actually the water pump, this wheel for this one, and the housing is already gone from this one when I removed the engine. And it's like two-piece threaded holes here that you can use for putting screws in and breaking it loose. So it's like an puller here. It's coming. Oh, yes. So here is just the shaft for this one. Dirty. Take the first housing out. Shit. This one was maybe not concentrating fully when filming at the same time looking at the camera actually. Yes, it came, but I probably have to replace that one. Coming along nicely. This one. Gasket seal. We'll see if I can find the seals for these ones. I don't think they're selling any parts of these ones. So this is the end housing. Looking, you can see all the machine marks, so no scratches there. Very good. Something plastic, composite. Yeah, it's maybe good that I make a video of this one so I can see how it should be installed back together. And also you can see here some markings here, so they are paired to each other. These ones, the gears, spring, okay. So it's the regulating valve maybe. There is the drive for the water pump. I think it's kind of a gearbox here. A little bit similar to the older oil pump that is in the 5 liter. That one I have taken apart, but this one is much better actually. And then the gears coming out. Just a quick look at the gears. Looks fine. And it's one gear that drives the other one. So it is an keying here. Woodruff key. Need to take that one out. Got the key out, Woodruff key, I think it's called. A little bit ugly there, but I will take and file and clean it up, then I can use it again, or if I can find a new one. I think it's kind of a standard size. So next step would be this housing, to remove it and see how the next step would look like. So this pump is a dry sump pump. It has several stages, usually one pressure stage, and then it is several suction stages that sucks the oil and gases from the engine out. Ah, yes, it is coming out. And let's see what we have here. I guess these ones also, now it came out, have some kind of dots on them. No, these do not have any dots. Ah, it is on this side, back side on these ones. Strange. You could see, take them out. Here are the ones. Because one slipped, it's hard to know if it was like this or like this. Let's see, if I can figure that one out. I don't think it's an end of the world if I install them incorrectly, but they have been turning like this for yeah, many miles, so it's good to have always install everything back again like the same. Yeah, this one should be possible actually to remove with the woodruff key installed. It's middle plate here. Oily. Oops. There is the drive shaft for the water pump. Yeah, some small scratch, so it's probably gonna be all okay, but it's not the brand new one. It is not. Here we have two more gears with here you can see that the dots and it's steel ones, these gears, so I will just pull it slightly here. It's coming out. But so far, and usually the gears, they are steel, so those are no problem. It's the housings that is the aluminium that is the problem in the dry sump pumps, or all the kind of oil pumps here. These ones also had the dots on the other side, and you can see the dots are not aligned. Either have this pump been disassembled before, or maybe they did not do it correctly when they installed it. Strange. These ones dots here as well. You could see it's not lining up at all. You could see one dot there, other one is coming there. So I don't know if that's important. Usually I think it should be good precision in these ones. Is it possible to remove the whole axle? Yes, it is. This is the input, it's the drive for the gear. Input housing, just the 2 gears, one going directly into the pump and other one is the drive for the water pump, I would say. The whole pump is apart, and I have done some initial cleaning and inspection of the pump, and I would say it's looking good. This is the pressure stage that I think is kind of the most important one, and you can see the walls of this one. It is looking very good, I would say. Most of the suction stages is also looking very good in the housing. There was some with a bit of scratches. I think it's good here. And here maybe you can see. So it's not new, but I think it will all be fine. Yeah, you can feel it a little bit with your finger, but yeah, it will be all fine for now, I think. Later on, I will assemble the pump with some new seals and continue build this engine in upcoming episodes. There is more parts for this engine coming here very soon, so hopefully I can get this engine going this winter here and put the car back together. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.